So about a month ago, I reviewed the first 4 episodes of The Boys season 2 and had to stop the review because they wanted to release a new episode once a week, which in my opinion was stupid as shit. Like the whole purpose of a streaming service is that all the episodes are already there. If you just look at Daredevil or Luke Cage or Jessica Jones, all the good shows release like on streaming services at once, and it may be just my opinion, that is, but that's not the point. Are the episodes that we got worth the wait? And I would say, hell yes. I believe, and I said in my last video, that I wasn't sure if the last half of season 2 would uphold all the issues addressed at the beginning of the first season. Well, not the first season, but the beginning of season 2. And I can confirm that the ending of this season, the last 4 episodes, was not only properly fixes all of these issues, but uh, it puts just enough twist in there to blow your expectations out of the water. There's not a single episode that I did not enjoy. Every episode complements each other and is working towards the end game, which is the last episode. It's awesome, and watching all of your favorite characters work together, whether it's for good or for evil, because they're all pretty fun to watch. It's just really fun. And it's, speaking of evil characters, it's such a guilty pleasure watching Homelander and just how evil he is. His choices and just everything he does is so interesting. In the last video, I said Starlight was probably my favorite character, especially at the end of the first season, but I think with the psychology and the choices and just the shock value almost, with Homelander destroys the arc of Starlight. Not saying that it's bad, and she doesn't have her moments in this last half of the season, because she certainly holds her own this time around. But what made this season interesting is that Homelander wasn't really the enemy. He's an asshole for sure and behaves like a real douche 90% of the time. But the season doesn't even really use A-Train as a villain this time around, but instead uses Stormfront. She's this lightning lady who shoots lightning out of her hands and shit. She's very progressive and very modern. Everybody loves her, really. She's very new to the Seven, which is their rendition of the Justice League, and starts off great, and she just keeps getting more evil and evil as the show goes on. I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen the show, but she has very different views off the camera, and you can expect as bad guys usually work together. Homelander gets behind her, and they work together for a cause. Watching them work together and scheme and just fuck the heroes over, though, is awesome. And if you watch the ending of season 1, you know that the guy from Breaking Bad in The Mandalorian with the black lightsaber is kind of introduced as an overarching villain for the show. He's kind of in charge of Vought. That's the company that gives people the superpowers, responsible for making Homelander and everybody, really. And I may have an unpopular opinion, but I think he has the perfect amount of screen time. The show knows that while he may have the best crystal meth in all of Albuquerque, he can't beat Stormfront from X-Men, and it's just directed fantastic seeing him on the screen. He's just as menacing as he is everywhere else. Long story short, the last half of this show blew my expectations out of the water for sure. As far as what I didn't like for this show, while the last episode is awesome, the ending did have a few plot holes, and there's one scene that's supposed to be a huge payoff for the audience and the characters, but I just stopped and said out loud, that's stupid. And it's only noticeable in the last 20-ish minutes of the show where you're like, that's stupid. And it's not enough to ruin the show, but it is a little annoying. And not to say that the show has a bad ending, because it doesn't. It's a great ending. But there's just a few plot holes. And I think that's the main issue with the show, is that there is really just too many plot holes for it to go unnoticed. I think every show has a small amount of plot holes, but there is quite a bit in this show. But just suspend the disbelief, I guess. That's what I did, and it was a very enjoyable show. Regardless, you should definitely check it out. You owe it to yourself to definitely enjoy this, and I'd say that the final verdict for The Boys Season 2 is a 9 out of 10. It's passing Season 1 by 1 point. It's a great show, and yeah, you should definitely check it out. That's probably going to do it for this video, though. Thank you for watching. There's a link in the description to follow the Twitch. It's a lot more retarded over there, not as professional as over here. You should check that out. And yeah, that's going to do it. I want to eventually turn this channel into like a commentary where I just review stuff and just, it's a place, I already review stuff on this channel, but I want to just talk about stupid stuff and memes and whatever else I can post on here. But I plan on using this a lot more. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Later.